Okay, the other neat feature of the component manager is the ability to copy components from one component file to the other. So copy components from a different component file to the one you're working on. So the way you can do that is you expand the component manager by clicking on this little black arrow up in the top right corner, and then that gives us a second column, and then you can select a component file from the drop down, but selecting from the drop down only lists the other component files that are in the same directory as the component file you're working on. If you have a need to go into a different directory to find a component file to copy components from, then you can click this little folder button off to the right, and you can browse out to where you need to go. So if I wanted to select a separation agreement in the HotDocs training videos, I could do that. Otherwise, you just select a component file from the same directory that that your component file is in. So if I select the author editor list, then the way you can copy components over, you can highlight a component, and then you click the copy button here in the middle, and it will copy that component over. I'm going to also select a different component file so that you can see a couple more things. So if I wanted to copy multiple components over, I could select employee first name, employee last name, and employee middle name. And I did this by pressing down on my control key and then left clicking on my mouse to select the three of them, and then I can copy those over, and you see they come in over here. Now if I let's see, if I want to select something that I already have, so see, I have employee gender over here in my component file, but I also have it here. Now say I want to privilege the demo personal data version of employee gender. So if I select that and I click copy, and okay, I guess it didn't pop up because it's already in there. And if it were slightly different, so let's make it slightly different. So what we're going to do is we'll remove the prompt so that this employee gender is going to be different from this one over here. So if I select employee gender again and then I copy over, then it's going to say the multiple choice variable employee gender already exists in the following component file. So if you get this window here, then you know there is something that HotDocs is seeing differently regarding this component between the two component files. So if we look at the one that we're the source employee gender, then we can see that, oh, it's got the prompt gender there. And then if we look at the one that we already have, we can see, oh, it doesn't have the prompt. So there's a difference there. So we want to overwrite it. So we'll click overwrite. Your other options are, if you don't want to overwrite, or you can actually rename this component as you copy it over. You can always overwrite, never overwrite, or cancel. So in this case, we're going to overwrite. And then this employee gender over here will now have the prompt for gender. Okay, the other thing to keep in mind as you copy components over is that if you copy over a dialog, so this is a dialog of educational information. So the contents of this dialog is the university or college name, years attended, curriculum studied, degree earned. So it's like a container for those components. So if I copy that over, then you see I get the educational information here, and then I also get the 4 variables that came with it. So we can see those 4 variables there. Same thing with a computation. So if I double click on graduated, then this degree earned should come over. So if I copy graduated over, I get the computation, and then we should see degree earned up here. Okay, so that's so copying components over is a very useful feature of the component manager, and you can toggle like you saw me do. You can toggle between component files that are going to be your source component files, and you can go out and find source component files in different locations. And once you're done copying components, it's best to close this side of the component manager, because sometimes if you accidentally click over here and you end up like creating a new component, then you can make the mistake of actually creating the component over here in this other component file instead of the component file that you want. So once you're finished copying components, go ahead and just close that, and then you're back to your regular component file. And then when you're finished with your component file or component manager, then you can just click this X at the top right corner and close it, and then that will close up the component manager, and you're back to your template. And this concludes the training on the component manager. Thank you very much.